Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to take you on a journey up the Strees Trail. A few months ago I actually went to work a week from the Anza Borrego desert, and I decided I will drive up the Strees Trail in the Pinon Mountain area, find a nice dispersed camping site, stay there for the week, work. I have Starlink on the top of my camper, and just have a good time out in Mother Nature. So the Strees Trail itself has its name from an obstacle that is on that trail, and the obstacle is naturally the Strees. It's a really narrow rock formation where you have to drive through to continue the trail. And this obstacle is really narrow, it's really streesy, and it's mostly really accessible for smaller off-road vehicles like Jeeps, maybe a Tacoma, I don't know, but not for my truck. My Super Duty is way too big for that. So my goal really was to drive up the trail, find a nice dispersed camping site, set up camp for the week, and just have a good time. Unfortunately, when I was recording this video, I was using a different camera, a GoPro, and the entire audio that I recorded, talking to the camera, talking to you guys, is all garbled and really bad. So I am narrating this video from home. So my apologies that you don't see me a lot in this video, but I already worked on this, replaced the camera, and using something significantly better. So for the future, it should be all good. But that's the introduction to this video. I would say, let's go get started, and I'll show you the Strees Trail in Anza Borrego Desert. Being able to work from home is a privilege that I really enjoy, and I do not take it for granted. I also do not take it for granted, actually, that I have the ability to take my job on the road and work from anywhere as long as I have a fast internet connection. So this last fall was one of those opportunities where I decided I'd take my adventure truck, drive out to Anza Borrego, and then find a nice dispersed camping site. Anza Borrego is a large desert area here in Southern California and has tons and tons of off-road trails, so I was definitely in for a treat, so to speak. I had done my research and I found an area that seemed to offer a lot of dispersed camping. I used Google Earth to scout these areas, and that is how I stumbled upon the so-called Strees Trail, which is part of the Pinon Mountain area. The Strees is actually a popular Jeep trail, and the actual Strees is a very challenging obstacle that mostly Jeeps can really master. My truck is definitely too big and too heavy to even try, so I would totally destroy the truck if I would try to attempt going through the Strees. But even a lot of Jeeps actually get damaged when they try to master this obstacle. So I was not there to take on this obstacle, but the trail had quite a few campsites that I saw from Google Earth. And that's what I wanted to explore and see what I can come up with. My rig has Starlink satellite internet, so connectivity is not an issue. And I mean, my camper has all the creature comforts that you're used to from being in a house or being at home. So first I had to get to the trailhead, air down my tires, and then work my way up the trail. It was a Sunday early afternoon, and I assumed that most weekenders would have left the area already. And I was mostly right. I saw two other vehicles really exiting the area, and that was about it. I didn't see another living soul for the next 2 days. The trail was curvy and sandy, but it was really easy to drive. Some of the bushes were growing into the trail, and of course that left some traces back on the paint. But overall it was really a beautiful drive. The scenery was just magic. The sky was blue. I had a fantastic time. The desert landscape slowly gave way to a more hilly environment, I want to say. The brush and everything changed slightly, and you can see here I'm slowly getting into this canyon type of landscape. I was personally really fascinated how beautiful it was. Yeah, I had not that expected. Now the trail became more narrow and I really had to navigate carefully to not stretch my truck too much. It was mostly bushes, but overall it was a little more challenging. The trail became more difficult to drive with ruts and bigger bumps as well. And being on a narrow trail with big ruts in the trail, it made for an interesting drive. I had to pick my line, I don't want to say carefully, but I had to be a little more focused driving up here. I ran up the trail and just scouted everything out to make sure that I can still drive up there. I had no idea where the Strees obstacle is on this trail, so I wanted to make sure that if I go up there, I'm able to make it back out. Here you can see how narrow the trail got. And it looks more narrow on camera than it really was, but still I have a really big Ford truck here and I navigated very carefully. That's always what I do when I go off-roading. I'm a slow off-road driver and really just take my time to make it through obstacles or more narrow sections on a trail. Good morning from the beautiful Anza Borrego desert. It's a beautiful sunrise. The wind from yesterday has calmed down. It's still a little breezy, but not as bad as yesterday, and the colors are really great. So here's camp. We put the gazebo tent up yesterday with the wind protection. My son with me and he drove the trail back to the road, and it was quite interesting to see how the truck behaves while driving when not sitting behind the steering wheel and just being in the outside position where I was filming here. He had to navigate a little bit, but overall it was just the same way, the way how I worked the way up the trail. He worked his way down, and he also proudly said, I created less stretches on the truck than you did, Dad. And it's like, thank you very much. So no, we had a good time. We were camping a couple of days together, and it was a ton of fun. And being able to film while he was driving, it was a treat. He's 18 years old, so I like to spend time with him, soon he will be gone and I'm an empty nester, so it's always good to be home. So that were some impressions from the Street Trail here in Anza Borrego, Southern California. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. It really helps me a lot. And then I would say I see you next time in my next video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.